Hello, everybody.
Hi,
Hey, I'm Will,
I'm Mike.
and we're the Gamestore Guardians. And oh, happy day! There's so much to talk about.
There's a lot. There's a lot. This is going to be a packed episode.
Yes, we haven't been here in a while just because schedules and
And we've been playing things,
we
right? We've
haven't
been
been
playing
playing
tournaments.
and
It's
running
been busy.
tournaments. Yeah.
Running tournaments.
So this is technically our season finale. Our season 2 will start in January, but
Yeah.
we'll get into that more at the end of the show. But like, there's so much to talk about. All right,
There's a
so
lot.
let's try to keep to the list.
All right.
So any painting or building that we have completed this week?
I have not done too much building, but I did finish painting Juggernaut, and I really did a really quick paint on Groot. I just kind of painted him with a brown shade and called it a day.
I did a similar thing. I think I did brown contrast paint and then just like
Yeah.
dry brush some like green and stuff like that on them when I did mine.
And then Rocket, I did a reddish brown contrast paint and then just did Agrax over it and called it a day for him. I just have to paint the gun and his outfit, and then
Okay.
he's done. So that's
Yeah.
basically what I did this week, was Juggernaut and then Groot and Rocket.
Nice.
What about you?
I have Electra, Viper, and Sin still sitting on my desk that I have not painted. They're primed and they're zenithal and they're ready to go, but I just have not painted them. I planned on doing it today, and then shit just happened.
Today was a day.
Yeah, so that was my plan because we're doing like a holiday party tomorrow. So I'm like, all right, let me clean up my basement. Then I'm gonna paint a little bit. I even bought some new paint, and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna do it Friday. And then I went to go do it, and I looked at my phone, and holy shit! But
Yeah, and then you called me, and I was in the middle of painting, and I was like, I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm like an hour deep into some Fallout New Vegas YouTube video that I was watching.
nice.
And then I had to stop what I was doing and take a look.
Yeah, but I did going into like because we're gonna be talking about tournaments and stuff.
Yep.
I did airbrush and paint my prize for the PAX tournament that I ran last weekend, which was a big arcade that had the PAX logo on the side, and it was really cool.
Yep.
Yeah, that was super fun. Round one was a little bit of weird, just because the terrain that we were using from Penny Arcade, they provided it all. So it wasn't
Okay.
like standard MCP terrain. It was like more Warhammer terrain that we were using to fit.
Got it.
So it was like crates. It was a lot of crates, like a lot of Battlefield, just crates and stuff everywhere.
Sure. Yeah.
Because I did try to keep some of the structures on the table, but eventually we're like, okay, this isn't going to work because like this has a roof and it's ridiculous. But
It's just MCP Longshoreman Edition. Right?
yes, basically, basically. But yeah, it was super fun. I actually have the Longshanks pulled up right here. Phil from New Hampshire actually won the whole thing. He went 3-0. We only did 3 rounds just because of time constraints.
Right.
So AMG actually gave prize support. It was really cool.
You said that was like a last minute thing.
Yeah, like I didn't even know until we got there that one of the enforcers there told me, "Oh yeah, by the way, AMG just sent all these in and just give me a list with your top 8, and they're gonna get gift cards to like the Asmodee store." I'm like, "Oh,
That's
cool,
so cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's really cool of them.
yeah, for the top 8." So like that was really awesome.
Yeah.
But some of our locals did make the top 8. It was actually, I think, let me see, 1, 2, 3. Half of them made the top 8.
Okay.
The rest were a bunch of other people from other stores, which was really cool to see. And like I was asked if I would like run another tournament next year by the players. I'm like, absolutely, I would do it again. It was super fun.
Yeah.
I would just
That's
start it
awesome.
a little earlier so that we can squeeze 4 rounds in. Like maybe we started a little late. It was supposed to start at 4:30. We started closer to 5, just because getting through convention center parking and check-in and blah, 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 blah. So
Sure.
people were running a little behind. But yeah, I'm interested in running another one next year, so it'll be super fun.
That's awesome. I'm so thrilled that you were the one who got picked. It's so cool.
Yeah, it was cool. Maybe next year, both of us will do it. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
if we can
totally.
make it out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and PAX was super fun. It was, but like mask requirement, I didn't care about that. But I should have worn a paper mask instead of my cloth mask because it was just a heavy mask. I'm like,
You're just sweating in it.
I was sweating. I'm hot. My shoulders all jacked up from my backpack. I'm like, okay, I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm an old
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But my daughter had a good time. It was her first PAX. She was dying to go back. We already booked our hotel for next year.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, we're ready to go.
Awesome.
So, and we also had a local tournament the week before PAX.
We did.
Yes. Which who even ran? You have the
This
long
one.
change up on that
One. If I did very good the first one,
one?
this one. Well, let's just say I had a wedding to go to in the fourth round, and I did not play my fourth round. So
There you go.
I was not in the winnings for anything.
No. Now Noah won, which was really cool. I think that was like his first big win. So
Yeah.
that was cool. I didn't come in last, which was nice because my last 4 tournaments I came in last. I went 2-2, so that was fun too.
Yeah, I ended up 1-2, but I had a bye round 3, so really it was 0-2.
Yeah. Hey,
But
a win's a win.
I guess on Longshanks it is, right?
Yes.
But I played Noah, and he beat me obviously because he
Yeah.
went on to win. And I was playing my Hydra A-Force team, which on paper I really enjoyed it, and then in practice I think that I probably should have practiced with it at all before playing it because it was really just like from mind to paper
Yeah.
to play, and I didn't really give it any practice, and I think that was my issue. I ended up so first round I played Noah, he played Asgard, and I played Hydra.
Mhm.
And then second round I played Rob, and he played Hydra, and I decided to go A-Force into Hydra. And I think that Noah's a great player. I have a hard time playing against him.
Yeah.
Rob's also great, but I get lucky against him a lot.
Yeah, me too.
So I was kind of hoping for the luck, and it just didn't pull through.
Yeah, I'll randomly table Rob. We'll have a close game all of a sudden, randomly table.
Yeah, he gets some bad luck sometimes.
Yeah.
It's really funny. He's really good, but it's just sometimes it's not in the cards for him.
Yeah.
But I did. So we actually went to a 7th round in our game. We tied in the 6th round, so we had to play out a 7th round.
Okay.
And by that time, I was gassed, so he just was able to pull out the victory.
Yeah.
But I found that I really enjoy Scarlet Witch,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know if she's necessarily the best pick in A-Force, just because when there's less models I've found with her, you're not able to like use her as a turret
Yeah.
because you need to like stand on points and like use her for movement.
Yep.
And because she doesn't have any kind of additional movement, once you kind of like have to move an attack, you're not really getting her full value. So
Yeah.
I think that was partially my downside, was just because I played She-Hulk and Scarlet Witch, and
That's 11 points right there.
yeah, and really I think it would have been fine if we were playing at a higher threat, what we were playing at 17. So if I had another model, another 3 threat, I think it would have been fine.
Yeah.
Just somebody to sit on a point, because I had to keep moving her and sit on points, and that was a bit rough. So that's how my tournament went. It didn't go great, but I am looking forward to getting back into my Kingpin well-laid plans list with Goblin and Doc Ock for next tournament, I think, because some of these changes are looking real good for me. But how did your tournament go? Because we didn't talk about that.
Yeah, let me see. So round 1, I believe I went against Nick, who's a relatively newer player. He was one of the guys, I think when I first played him and I showed him the might of She-Hulk, he, when he first started, he was just like, wow. No, I'm sorry. He wasn't who I played She-Hulk with the first time. It was Thanos. When I was trying Thanos out.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
That whatever crazy Avengers list I was running for a little bit. So he came at me with Malekith in the first round.
Also, I do want to apologize to Nick. I did call you Mike on the way out because the guy he comes with is named Mike, and I mixed them up. So I do apologize for that. I hope you didn't catch that. But when I was saying goodbye to everybody, I did call him Mike.
Yeah, well, that happens. I mean, especially when you have we had 17 people, I think, at this tournament. But yeah, I went in with shield because I've been running shield for a little while, and just focus fired Malekith and deleted him. And the first round, I blew him off the table, and I felt bad, just because like. But he's like, I'm learning. It's fine. I'm not upset. So that was fine. Then in round two, it's been a few weeks, so like I don't remember the particulars of every match.
Yeah, of course.
But I went against Mike in his Brotherhood list, and we were literally tied every round up until the end. And finally, it was just like I just did not have enough models to grab the points.
Right.
So he beat me in that round. It was a fun match, though. I always have a hard time against his Brotherhood.
Well, that's because we stack our boards.
Well, yeah, but
we talked about this.
We did, but this tournament, I purposely tried not to stack the boards. But still, there was a lot of terrain. We have to.
There was a lot of
terrain. Now with the changes, we're gonna have to really like watch where we put things because I don't know where the hell anything's going anymore.
I know. Yeah. Yep. It's gonna be wild.
And then I played Emil in round 3, and he was using Midnight Suns. Again, another close game, 17-12. Like we were just neck and neck the entire game. Super fun. And then round 4, I played Joe, who's one of our newer players, and again, I wrecked him, and I felt bad because he hates Eye in the Sky. Because
I mean, I think everybody hates Eye in the Sky. I don't think there's a person that really enjoys playing against Eye in the Sky.
Well, that, and I'm running Cyclops in Shield also. So
repeatable escort to safety.
Yeah.
Right?
So Cyclops has field leader, so he's able to shuffle people on his turn, and then Eye in the Sky pulls people off. I was toying with putting Gwen in the list also to have webline, but I decided against it just because that would be obnoxious.
Yeah, I don't think you need it.
But yeah, so I'm still running with Shield, but I think I'm going to be coming back with my Shadowlands Criminals as well because of... Was this week? No, it happened right before PAX. The Malekith changes.
Yes, Malekith, finally.
Yes.
Finally, we all have a chance, right?
Yeah.
And I can actually play him and not feel as bad, right?
Exactly. So, right before PAX, the changes went out, but they went into effect this coming weekend. So, December 9th is when they all go into effect. And we're like, all right, they're putting it out a couple weeks ahead of time. No particular reason. Okay. And then we got the Weapon X affiliation update on the affiliation document, which I was surprised to see Domino on there.
Right. Yeah, considering she's not part of, like, she wasn't experimented on Weapon X.
Yeah, so that was interesting.
Yeah.
Honestly,
some people are saying it's a bit of a snub against X-Force.
Yeah.
Since it's like everyone in X-Force except Cable.
Listen, I'm going to be probably running Weapon X-Force anyway. But two things just real quick on the affiliation. Logan is affiliated in X-Men. Apex Sabretooth is in Brotherhood, but OG Wolverine and Sabretooth are not in Weapon X.
Yeah.
Super interesting. But people have beat that to death. Same thing with the Malekith nerf, but they're actually more relevant right now to the changes that went out today.
Absolutely.
So...
Do you want to talk about the Malekith changes? I
Yes.
know everybody kind of knows about it.
Yeah,
but...
I was just going to say, I'm going to touch on them real quick. So, the two changes to Malekith, which it took me a second the first time when I'm reading the line, because it says, change this line of text to just get 1 power per turn. And I'm like, what the hell is missing? And I'm like, holy shit, you can reroll into them.
Yeah, it's great. It's fantastic. In fact, me and Art at our locals were talking about how if you could... like, re-roll into him, he doesn't need more defense, or if you made his frenzy 1 more.
Oh, the
and
ferocity,
they did both, right?
Yeah.
So it really cut down his offense and defense.
And you have to play more careful with him.
It feels like that is the appropriate choice.
Yes.
It really does. He really didn't need every defensive thing and the ability to like charge and attack round 1.
I mean, granted, after round 1, the ferocity thing isn't an issue because he's probably going to be doing it every turn.
That's fine.
But now you have a chance.
Absolutely, because it's not a charge. It's a charge plus a throw plus, you know what I mean?
Plus
like
an attack, yeah.
It's a little bit more than that. It's kind of like, you know, if you look at Thor, right? Thor gets stagger on his charge.
Yeah.
So
Malekith just gets
it's
murdered.
kind of like if it does more than just move you, it should probably cost more than 2.
Mm-hmm.
So I really enjoy the change because I think that tournament play was getting a bit stale.
Yeah.
And everybody was trying to beat Malekith, right? Like everybody had to have a backup plan for Malekith, or it was just you were gonna have a really hard time.
Yeah.
Or you'd be like Rob, who would just bring Malekith in his list and never play him, and make you do the Malekith tech into whatever else he was playing.
Well, I mean, at PAX, I think 4 people played Malekith out of 16. So I mean, it's a quarter of them. Yeah. Quarter.
I mean, it's still pretty oppressive that if it's in a list that you have, like it's list warping, right? Like you have to leave a slot or 2 that is just to like counter Malekith.
Yeah.
At least that's what my thought process was.
Oh yeah, that's why She-Hulk lives in my Shield list.
Right.
But I mean, besides the fact that I love playing She-Hulk, but the other thing is the reroll thing just straight up shut down leaderships and other characters.
Yeah,
so like Guardians shut down, Shadowlands shut down.
Right.
Yeah. So now that you're gonna start seeing a rise, it's gonna be the rapid reroll meta.
And all the Baron rerolls, right?
Yeah, which we'll get into the rapid reroll thing after we talk about the big changes because we buried it long enough. We gotta talk about it. So I was just sitting on my couch. I was about to come downstairs and paint. I was about to paint Electra because I bought her a new color, and I see on the House Party Protocol Discord, Thoris, who's one of the rules guys, just puts up an explosion, and it just says boom, and I'm like, what happened? And I looked, I'm like, holy shit, Crisis Pack.
Yeah.
So AMG said Merry Christmas, and I'm gonna just like scan their article that they put up real quick. Basically to celebrate.
I do want to point out one thing that I really like about AMG, which is the fact that this is now the second time where they've released new rules for print before it's available on cardstock, and to not delay the game like advancing to like push profit. Now I know that there's some complaints about terrain and especially the Weapon X
the Weapon X
box cost and all that stuff, right? I understand that, but if you look at Games Workshop and some other game systems, like it's pretty unheard of for them to say, hey, listen, we're going to be releasing this other pack when we can, but we want to change up the game, and we're not going to make you wait.
Yeah.
So we're going to release it all for free, which you could print it out, use it, blah, blah, blah. And they really haven't, they really haven't said, there's been no kind of like, hey, you obviously, you have to use this for tournaments for the next X amount of time. Like, it's not going to be, you can't use it. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I really appreciate that.
Yes.
And I don't appreciate companies too often. You know what I mean? I'm a pretty cynical guy when it comes to companies, and I do think that the cost of miniatures is a bit high, and the hobbying is a bit high in cost. But that's kind of what we've all kind of accepted at this point. But to not see that like forward progress is being stifled by
a release date
and production constraints. It's like super nice that they just release it out into the wild after they're ready to do so.
Absolutely. So a lot of people were expecting this in November when it was the actual 3-year anniversary, but they held it off a month, probably just because I'm going to guess playtesting.
Yeah, I think that's totally reasonable.
So there are, as of today, a total of 10 Extract Crisis and 12 Secure Crisis that are in the new set of standard Crisis cards. These cards are in the same format you know and love, accompanied by some new friends. In addition to the Crisis cards themselves, 6 all-new map cards, RIP my pre-marked maps, are making an appearance. More setup variants creates more diversity in strategy, opening the door for a wider variety of play. So these are available for free on AMG's site. There is going to be a 2023 Crisis Pack. And they got rid of single extracts.
They got rid of single extracts, and they got rid of 14 threat.
Yeah, and they got rid of Terrigen Mist.
Yeah, I don't know why that happened.
Terrigen Mist. Because fucking humans, that's why. That's exactly why. But no, I think it was probably just too similar to Fisk, and with Hydra shenanigans with the the world domination or the world is mine, whatever it is.
Yeah, I don't think that's that critical.
I know, but it was probably they were trying to get rid of turn one plays.
I pulled it off once, so
yeah. Well, they're trying to get rid of turn one plays, which is why Malekith's charge is a 3 now, and unless you do some shenanigans with Wong or advanced R&D or whatever.
Yeah, I do appreciate that.
Yeah,
because I feel like that's not really fun.
No,
right? Having to like learn all these turn one plays that different characters can do and how you can like counteract that. I think that's why they got rid of Wakandan Herb, right? Like that was
yeah. Oh, speaking of that, no more AMAP.
Yeah, it's just gone. I think they realized it was badly made.
Yeah. I think though I gotta actually check my maps and see. I think one of the new maps, one of the A slots is one of the other maps now.
Okay.
So we'll get into it. So let's go down the list. I have the Crisis in front of me, and I have the old versions for if there were any changes. I actually do have a handy-dandy list somewhere. Let me find that real quick while we start, because somebody on one of the other Discords, which is one of our local store Discords, made a quick, like, Cliff's Notes list of the changes. So I have that up too. So we'll just start with the extracts, which printed on the cardstock. I went to Staples, printed it out. Looks very nice. Alien ship crashes downtown, which used to be 20 points, 17 points now.
Yep.
So, place 3 power core tokens assets as shown on map C. So the placement didn't change. However, no more searching for the alien core.
Yeah, now you just pick it up.
Yeah. And for scoring, its players score 1 VP for each character they control that is holding a power core during the cleanup phase. So there are now 3 cores available. So that's very nice. No more single extracts. Interact, pick up a power core. A character can only hold 1 core at a time. Now this bit here is new. During the cleanup phase, each character with 3 or more power holding a power core rolls 3 dice. For each skull or wild in the result, the character holding the power core and all characters within 2 of it suffer 1 damage.
That's so brutal. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Because there's 3 of them, so that's potentially 9 damage.
Yes.
That's so much.
Because previously it was just if you didn't,
1.
Yeah, if you didn't attack, you would take 1 damage.
Yeah.
But now your friends will also feel your pain.
And and the thing is, you just have to have 3 or more energy. So literally somebody can attack you, give you energy, and then it screws you.
Yeah.
That's tough.
But I like it. I like that it's 17 threat. I like that it's just different, and I like that it's not single extract.
Yeah, this one's going to take a while for me to really wrap my head around. It's so different.
Oh, Tuesday we're all going to be screwed.
Yeah, I feel like it doesn't even matter what you play at this point. Just like bring something fun and we'll all figure it out, right?
Yeah, exactly. Do you have this in front of you? You want to read the next one? We'll just alternate, or do you want to do the? Secures?
I don't have the changes necessarily. I just know. I just know the new cards. I don't know what.
That's fine. I'll handle the changes.
I can figure it out.
Yeah,
but then
I got them.
But so Deadly Legacy Virus is the next one. It's 19 threat. I believe that's correct.
Yes,
right. That was the same.
That didn't change.
It's still on map C, which was misprinted on the card, so now it's printed appropriately.
Yep.
You still score 1 VP for each one, and there's 3 of them, so that's normal.
Yep.
You still spend 1 per legacy cure to interact with them, which is normal. Mm-hmm. And then this has changed, which is during the cleanup phase. if a non-grunt character is holding all 3 legacy cures, its controlling character does not score VPs from this crisis as normal. Instead, remove all legacy cures from the game. Then the character's KO'd and it scores 6.
Yes.
And it no longer removes a status condition at the end of an activation, which it used to do as well. So it changed from 8 VP for getting all of them to 6, and they specifically specify that it's a non-grunt character.
Yes, which I was just
I
thinking.
I didn't even big brain the fact that you could use a grunt this whole time.
Dude, I literally big brained that last week. And then I'm like, son of a bitch. But there's another major change to this one.
Oh, okay.
The scoring happens in the cleanup phase. It's not you picked up all 3 or
it's not instantly.
Yeah. So now you have actually a chance to get it off that person.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So
and you can, like, let's say you mission objected it onto somebody and you don't kill them immediately, so there's a potential, like, you could still, like, use them for a round, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Which is nice.
So that
I think that they're trying to get away from what I looked at through all the new crises, I think they want to get away from the quick wins.
Yes.
So I think that's why they dropped it from 8 to 6, because 8 is a lot.
Yeah. 8's like half the score.
It's half the win.
Also, one thing to point out, there is a new set symbol on here. I'm trying to see what I'm trying to see what it actually is.
Looks like a diamond, maybe?
It's a dog. It's the dog from the dumpster.
Okay.
Yeah, because I just zoomed in on it. I thought it was Lockjaw.
Yeah,
I'm like,
right.
you're really taking away Terrigen Mist and putting Lockjaw on the card. That's fucking rude.
It is. Yeah, it's that symbol of that dog from the dumpsters. You're right. I don't know what that's from.
Damage control.
I don't know what that is.
Remember in Spider-Man Homecoming? Vulture works for damage control. They're the ones that clean up after a superhero makes a mess.
Oh, that checks out. I like that now with the dumpster.
Yes.
All right.
All right. So, fear grips the world as worthy terrorized citizens, also known as hammers. Honestly, there's only one change to it, so I'm not going to go deep into it. It's the same map, so the map didn't change. Yep. Still 1 per hammer. You can still stack hammers if you have somebody with 3 hammers.
Yep.
But the team tactics card tax, which honestly I forget about a lot, and I think a lot of people forget about it.
I think a lot they do.
It's only ever 1 power, so it's not 1 per hammer anymore.
Yeah, I think that's fine because it makes it easier to remember.
Yes.
And it makes it, you know what I mean? It's just, it doesn't make it so you can't use your team tactics cards. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So there was only 1 change on hammers, and it was a positive change, honestly.
Yeah.
So good on that. Threat didn't change. Here, this one's yours, and this one's got a lot of changes.
All right, this one does. So the next one is Senators, also known as Mutant Extremist Target U.S. Senators. It is 19 threat, which...
Previously 14.
14? Yeah, it's a big change.
Yeah.
And this one used to be, you had 1 Senator, and now there are 6 Senators.
Wait, you had 1 Senator that was hidden in 3 spots.
It was hidden. Yeah, correct.
Yeah. And now there's...
Now you have...
Yeah.
Now you have 6 of them.
On map L.
On map L, which, can you show it to the camera?
I will show it to the camera. Because map L is the reason Malekith got changed, and you can't tell me it's not. Hold on.
Map L is a shit show.
Map L is just, we're gonna fucking fight. That's all map L is. Oh. Everybody in the middle.
Yeah, everyone is just stacked. And... And the crazy thing is that you could stand in between them, but I guess it doesn't matter because you're just picking them up. So It doesn't necessarily matter that you can contest more than one because you're not contesting them.
Exactly, yeah.
So you're picking up a senator. You can only have 1 senator at a time, which means that if you're playing a tall list, you're not going to have that many senators.
Nope.
So that's relevant. And... a character holding a senator can only make 1 move action per turn.
Yes. Previously,
they would move short and have less defense.
Yes, 1 less defense dice and move short. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So, it seems like they want you to have this scrum in the middle, right? And it seems like, from what they were saying in their article too, that they want to get away from like Black Cat, steal and run.
They want to get away from keep away.
Yeah, which they created a whole bunch of keep away characters. I hate to say it, right?
Yeah.
You have Quicksilver, you have 2-cost Black Widow, you have Black Cat, you have Voodoo.
Yep.
Like, there are characters that you can use and then just get away.
Yep.
Well, maybe Voodoo not so much, but Voodoo still does Voodoo things. I think that the nice thing is that a lot of these changes limits how much the impact on Voodoo is. Because if you have 6 senators, Voodoo's only affecting one of them.
Exactly. But this crisis in particular, one, could you imagine round 1 Malekith charging up the middle and just decimating?
Yeah, sure. But he also isn't getting points, right? He's also just killing.
Yeah.
Which I think that if I'm playing Sam Avengers, I'm taking this 100% of the time.
Oh god, yeah. So many people. Like even my shield list, I go ultra wide with shield.
Shield's great. Yeah, because anybody that gets a grunt that picks up a token, so Shadowlands Daredevil and
Fury.
And Nick Fury. Mm-hmm. Yeah, right, because the Red Skull one just contests points. But those two guys, their grunts are great. They pick up a senator.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, you can really just use them to run away. You can play a little keep away with them.
Yeah. But
and call it a day.
The other thing with this crisis is the first thing that popped in my head is Logan the Wolverine and his crazy beams.
I know. I was wondering. I was like, wow, they're making a beam melee character. That's going to be interesting.
And then, here's why.
This is why.
Like, if everybody's
mess up some people.
Yeah, people just getting cut.
All right. Do you want to do the new one?
Yes, I will do the new one. They did throw a new crisis in here. 16 threat. Paranoia pummels populace, which I love these headlines so much.
They like the alliterations.
They do. All right. So setup. Place 4 disturbance tokens on. Hold on. I'm going to pull it up because it's map K. Like I just dumb me didn't put it in right. So that is map K.
It is another line. It is like
it's
C.
It's like a C, but double C's in the middle.
Yeah.
So for our non-video listeners right now, so 4 disturbance tokens.
It's like the new Fisk and the old Fisk.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Which we haven't gotten there yet, but we will.
I know.
So scoring: players score 1 VP for each disturbance a character controls and is holding during the cleanup phase. So interact, pick up a disturbance. You can only hold 1 at a time. When a character picks up a disturbance, if there is not another allied character within 2 of it, it suffers 1 damage. So
that's such an interesting, weird caveat.
Because
I guess you can't run up turn 1. It's it's stopping the turn 1s, right?
Well, it's not even that. They're basically saying this is like something scary, so you need like support. That's like the theme of it. Right. Because during the cleanup phase, if 1 or more characters holding the disturbance token are within 2 of another allied character, those characters controlling player scores 1 VP. So you get a bonus VP if you're within 2 of another player.
So that means you can score up to 8 points with this one?
Yes, if you have all 4 and you're all within 2 of one of your friends.
And let's say those 2 people that are allies each have a disturbance. I'm guessing that means you're getting 4 points for that, right?
Yep. Because I confirmed that.
System?
Yes, I confirmed that with one of the rules guys. So yeah, It is bonus VP.
So this one seems like it's a bit fast.
It could be, yes.
Right? It seems like I would very much like this with defenders to move people away, and you know what I mean? Like, I feel like a lot of control builds will like this one.
Yeah.
Because you can move your allies closer to you and move the enemy and split them up to negate the points.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So, and the other people that are going to like this, if you want to go the other way with it, healing factor. Because you take 1 damage, you just heal it at the end of your turn.
Yeah, you don't care about the 1 damage.
Yeah.
It's the same like Cube.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
So that is.
Oh yeah, X-23 and Honey Badger are going to be great at this one.
Yeah.
Because they want to be
Absolutely.
near each other anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're not, you just heal.
Exactly. And Logan doesn't want to be near people, so he'll just pick up one, run away, get hurt, and then heal.
Yeah.
So either way, Weapon X all day. All right, you take the next one, which has some changes.
Yep. Research Station. It's 15 threat, which
Formerly
wasn't 15 threat before.
No, it wasn't. It was 16.
Yeah, 16. That sounds right. So you're gonna. It's the same setup with the civilian in the middle and the 2 points on map E.
Mm-hmm.
The scoring has changed.
Yep.
So now you're going to get 2 VPs for securing the researcher, but only 1 if the researcher is within 1 of the evac point.
Yes.
And then during the power phase, the researcher may move. So it happens during the power phase. It might have happened during the cleanup phase before. I don't remember if that's changed.
Let me look. I'll tell you right now.
It really doesn't matter when it happens, I don't think.
Hold on, loading. It's during the power phase. The researcher moves.
Okay, so then the rest of it is the same. The only thing that has changed is the threat, and the additional point that you would score normally is now gone. So it's a little bit slower.
A little bit.
Yeah, it's not. I don't really. That change doesn't really make or break anything. I don't think.
No.
And I do like the fact that they're getting rid of the 14 threat, because I really think that
14 was awkward.
14 was hard for a lot of teams.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you were the team that capitalized on it, you were happy, and if you weren't, you were just miserable, right? Like it didn't feel good either way.
Yeah, 14 was Guardians and Sam. That was 14.
Yeah. And Malekith.
Yeah, because he's just a bully.
Because he's just a bully.
Okay. So, next we have Skrulls infiltrate world leadership, which went up to 20 threat.
Yeah. I think that they wanted all the core rule box ones to be 17 to introduce people to the game. Mm-hmm. But now they don't care.
Yeah, but again, Skrulls used to be flip a scroll, see if it's a Skrull. Now we're going to put 4 Skrulls on map J. Which, again, here's map J. So
that's a weird one.
It is like 2 C's, or it's like a C plus, again, 2 C's in the middle on the opposite sides on the north and south of your points.
Yeah.
Interesting. Just weird shapes.
Yeah, definitely weird shapes.
Yes. Players score 1 VP for each Skrull agent held by a character during the cleanup phase. Interact with the Skrull agent. Pick up a Skrull agent. A character can only hold 1 Skrull at a time. Then roll dice equal to the character's physical defense. If the result does not contain 1 or more crits or wild results, the opposing player pushes this character short.
Which is rough.
Yeah. And it's omnidirectional.
Yeah, no, you could run up, pick this up, and then get pushed closer to your opponents, and then they just beat you up. It's interesting.
Because previously your speed would become short.
Yeah, previously your speed would become short, and you'd play the keep away game.
Yep. So, omnidirectional push. That could hurt.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great. It's good. I'm so excited.
And it happens each time they interact with it. So if you drop it, you got to pick it back up.
Yeah.
You might get pushed again. You know what I mean? It's interesting.
Yep. All right.
Because pushes are super relevant. The thing is about a lot of these is that obviously you're playing an extract with a secure.
Mm-hmm.
So you might have a situation where you're fighting over a secure. The other person has a Skrull agent. You daze them. You pick it up, but you get pushed off the point. Right? That's a definite situation.
You know who loves that? Winterguard.
Yeah, you're right.
I see that they're using a lot of the crises, so some leadership abilities actually kick in.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting how the dust settles on this.
Yeah, because the Winterguard thing just popped in my head with that. I'm like, yeah, they don't like to be pushed. Your leadership stopped them from being pushed.
Yeah, totally. That's super interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't think of that.
Windward coming back, boys. All right.
So the next one is Spider Infected, which is still 17 threat.
Mm-hmm.
You can still only hold one.
Yep.
You still only score 1 VP for each of them.
I don't think Spider Infected actually
And
changed.
it looks like nothing has changed.
Yeah, nothing changed with Spider Infected because Spider Infected was perfect.
It seems good. It's still on map F. It's good.
Still 17.
Yeah.
I also think... Oh, yeah, there was one change because the next one is Struggle for the Cube Continues.
Yep.
17. Still 5 cubes, still 1 per. The big change happened is it used to be in the power phase. During the power, you would take the damage, so like there would be a chance for your character to just be straight up like dazed or KO'd at the power phase.
Yeah, you would... If you were a smart opponent, you were always trying to not daze a character that was just about to drop the cube.
Yeah.
Because you would get another round of not having to deal with them.
Mm-hmm. But now you take the extra power and the damage in the cleanup phase. So at the end of the round, you're dazed. Top of the round, you at least have your whole activation.
Yeah, I think that's much better. Because
Yes.
that always felt terrible when you were like, I used all my defensive things to stay alive and then immediately die at the start of the next turn. And it's brutal.
Yeah,
Because you don't get your activation and you're out a character for the whole round.
exactly.
Literally the only thing you're excited about is like, maybe I'll get priority for the next round, right?
Yep. And we have
All
our
right,
last extract
Montesi.
coming up. Yep, last extract.
All right. Montesi is 18, which
I believe it.
I don't think it was 18 before, right?
Let's see. Montesi was... Where the hell is it? Oh,
was
no,
16?
you know what? It was 18. No, it was always 18.
Oh, it was 18.
Yeah.
Okay. So you still put down 3 spell books on the E map.
Mm-hmm.
You still get 1 VP for each spell book. However, Mystic Beam is now not an energy attack,
Yes.
but
Mystic.
a mystic attack.
Yes.
And pretty much not too much has changed
Oh, no.
other than
There was a big change.
other than you can only use the attack once per turn, because there was definitely a situation where you could double beam
Yes.
people.
No. You were. I think I always said you were only able to use it once a turn.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, use the following attack once per turn.
Oh, all right. But you can't add dice or re-roll or
damn.
modify dice.
All right.
Well, so you can re-roll.
No.
Modify?
Modifies reroll.
Okay.
Which I am so glad this week my grunts had one last hurrah with the book that one-shotted Noah's Voodoo off the table because of a reroll. They rolled 8 successes.
I mean, it is in line with a lot of Team Tactics cards, right?
Yeah,
That they're like, hey, you get this big attack, but you don't get to add dice or reroll.
exactly. So I think that was just a little bit of cleanup that it needed.
So because it says you can't add additional dice to this attack, does that mean you can't crit?
No, you can still crit. You just
Okay.
can't add like Death's Decree.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
Yeah,
I was just curious.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, you can still crit. So next we are on the secures. So I just want to check one thing because I watched a video, I think by Rich Mid. Yep, okay. So the next one is Cosmic Invasions. Black Order descends upon Earth. So Cosmic Vaults. There wasn't any changes to it at just like seemingly.
Right.
However, in the old card, it said you are pushed away from the vault. This one is just a push.
Oh, that is somewhat relevant. All right. You can't backstop anybody anymore, because that
Yeah.
was definitely a thing that I saw that I didn't realize, which was big base characters can get this on turn 1.
Yep.
On the close D point.
Yep.
And what you would do is you would just put a character behind them, and then they can't be pushed, because you just put them base to base contact, and they literally can't be pushed anyway.
Exactly.
So now, at least you can push them in a direction.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if pushing big size characters towards you is better, but
Well, if they were trying to like protect somebody, like let's just
you'd
say,
be judge.
yeah.
You'd be the judge.
It's situation dependent.
Well, no, I think it's good for, everything other than that, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think it's good that you could push somebody in any direction, because that's always nice.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I think that push away is sometimes you're like, when it says away, you're like, ah, damn.
Yeah. Like Iron Man, when you're like, oh, repulsor blast, it's not a May, it's you gotta.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So next, another classic.
Oh yeah, Deadly Meteors. So that one's still 17, comes
Yep.
with the core box. They didn't change that one. You place 3 Origin Bombs on map I now.
Yeah, which is, let me pull it up.
It's like the diagonal one, right?
It is the diagonal one, which this is the map that I was saying. I'm not positive. I think 2 of those eye points might be part of map A.
Yeah. And the interesting thing is that they're closer together now
Yes.
than they were before, because they used to be on C,
Yep.
and C was further away. So getting from one Origin Bomb to the other one is going to be less difficult.
Yes. And super easy if your name is Logan the Wolverine.
And then, let's see. It looks like the interact is the same. You
Mhm.
still get 1 damage for rolling a skull. So I'm going to say this one's the same other than the map?
It is not.
Oh.
It's not all or nothing anymore.
Oh, you're right. You get 1 for each as
Yep.
opposed to just 3 for having more. That is one thing they changed about all the flip secures.
Yes. Which,
So
I mean,
it'll
that's
come
good.
up for sword as well.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
did forget that, but you are correct. Yeah. So you're getting 1, 2, or 3 points, which I think is a better thing,
Mm-hmm.
because it feels real bad to play against something like Wakanda, or something that's just going to be like pushing you a bunch,
Yep.
and you're not going to get any of them, or you're going to get one of them, and then you're just going to lose out 3 points, right? It feels real bad to like eke out a small loss and then lose a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. So, the next one is Demons Downtown, which has 0 changes. It is still map E, still 1 point per portal. You're still going to be caught on fire.
All right, well, that one's easy.
Yeah.
I'll do Gamma.
Yeah.
Gamma's still on E. It's still 15.
Mm-hmm.
You still suffer damage. However, the scoring changed.
Yes.
So now, instead of it being 1, 2, 3, it's 1, 1, 2.
Yes.
So I had just bought Ant-Man and the Wasp to do the Kingpin Ant-Man, steal the far base for 3 points turn 1, and try to score 6 points in the first round. That is not going to happen anymore,
No.
but it's okay.
Yeah, you still get 4.
I'll still get 4.
Yes, but yeah, that was the only change with that one. Which, I mean, honestly, sometimes Gamma, if like you lose Gamma twice, the game's done.
Yeah.
At that point, your only option is to kill. Which,
I think that's fine change. I didn't mind the old way, to be honest with you. The new way is also fine. I think it's just fine.
Yeah.
I think it's okay.
Next, we have Infinity Formula, which again, 0 changes.
All right.
Yeah, so still map B, still 1 point per, still get a power. So, the thing is, I mean, they had the bigger problem with the extracts.
Right. I
Because
agree.
of shenanigans. So,
Yeah.
I mean, there are some changes to some secures, but for the most part, they're not the drastic sweeping changes, with a couple of exceptions.
Right.
So, yeah. So, Infinity Formula, always fine. Shield loves it.
So the next one's going to be Seals. Seals is 19, which I believe it still was before. And from a quick glance, it doesn't look like anything changed.
Haha, there was.
Oh, okay.
When you interact with the portal,
Yeah.
you no longer lose a power or lose a health.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that.
You still drop all your tokens.
Yeah.
And then you roll 1 die. But I actually do want to check one more thing with that. What's the full name on that one?
Intrusions open
Okay.
across city as seals collapse.
I just want to check. Oh, no, it was always crit, wild, hit, or shield. Okay.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, so yeah, it's just the 1 health thing.
Okay, interesting. That is an interesting change. I didn't mind taking the 1 damage, to be honest with you. I guess it's because they're adding so much damage to the extract
Yes.
side. that they don't probably want to like lay it on too thick. But I think that this mission is it's a little bit scarier to me because it's a lot of quick movement for some teams that need movement.
Mm-hmm.
It's because you can get from one side of the map to the other with this.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, it's gonna be great for especially your slow movers.
And the fact that you're not taking the damage now, so you can just interact with, like, if you roll the wrong one, when you go to that one and they place you, you could just interact again and try again.
Yeah.
And it used to be that you'd take 2 damage to do that.
Yep.
But now you can just
bounce
do it.
around. Which, honestly, in the Infinity League, which I played one time at one of the other stores, they have their portals is exactly this. No health damage, and you're just bouncing. Because my Gamora was a menace when I was running A-Force.
I can imagine. So that's okay. That's a small tweak. I think that it's going to be a harder mission now that it doesn't do a damage.
Oh yeah, because now there's no downside.
Yeah, there's really nothing stopping you from just bouncing around all the time.
Yeah, Apex Predator just bouncing, popping through a portal, throwing himself, //.
It's very good for a lot of characters.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
It's very good.
All right, so next we have Mayor Fisk vows to find missing witnesses. So the first major change, which I think it might actually be the only change, it's on map H.
It is on map H.
Which is, again, let's just put everybody in the middle. 2 witnesses real close.
I mean, the interesting thing with that map, too, is that you can put both witnesses next to each other.
Yes.
It was much harder to do that on a scene
really was.
Split.
It really was. And I think what this does is it discourages what would normally happen, is you'd have the fight all on one side of the map, and either the other witness is getting ignored, or there's just one dude over there that's out of the fight.
Correct, which is what my strategy was a majority of the time.
Me too.
If I wasn't playing Kingpin, I was making whoever was my opponent, sure, they were getting 2 points around, but they were not in the fight.
Yep.
So that is a better change. I do think that that's better.
Yes. Go ahead, you got next.
All right, Mutant Madmen. It's 18, which that seems correct.
Yep.
Yeah. You place 4 traps on map B, which
was also the same.
Seems right. Okay. You roll dice equal to physical defense, which is correct.
Yep.
That seems right. During the cleanup phase, enemy within 2 traps suffers 1. Seems right. And you get 1 VP for scoring. Seems
nothing
the
changed.
same?
Nothing changed.
Okay.
Actually, that one and the next 3, Portals, Overrun, Spider People, Riot, Spark, and Superpower Scoundrels, no changes.
Okay, that'll make it quicker.
Yeah, so the last one had a major change. So I'll go with this one,
Okay.
So Sword establishes base on Moon's blue area, so Sword base. First, again, 14 threat, gone. It's 15 threat now.
Yep.
4 consoles instead of 3 on map G. Which, let me pull out my cards again for our, because they've all gotten disheveled. So, 4
a little
points,
square.
Yeah, near the center of the map.
Yep.
So it's going to be easier to traverse. Players score 1 VP for each console they control during the cleanup phase. So it's not an all or nothing anymore.
Correct.
So interact, interact, same thing. If there's no enemy characters, you're contesting it. If there is, it's still the 50-50. During the power phase, if a player controls more consoles than their opponent, which now there's 4, so this part is going to be less likely. In theory.
Yeah, because you can just have parity.
Yeah, it's not a guaranteed push every round.
Right.
The chosen characters push short and the opposing player resolves the push.
Yeah, this one seems like they really enjoyed the push mechanic and the flip mechanic, but they were unhappy with just how it played out, and I kind of agree with that. Now, if you would have asked me personally, I probably would have put them on a B or a D. I probably would have spread them out a little bit. I think they're a little close.
I think they just want people fighting.
They just want people fighting.
Yeah. Like, look at stupid map L.
Yeah, you know what I think? You know what I think it is? You know what I think the idea is that they don't want so many 2-on-2s or 3-on-2s. They want
team fight.
They want you to have a big scrum. So if you're playing with 6 models, 5 models, they want you to fight whatever the other team is. You know what I mean? Full on.
Yeah, I mean that's what you would see in a superhero movie. Just
it
team
definitely
battles.
checks out. It definitely checks out. So, it's going to be wild, to be honest with you. I think that there's all these changes are very, very wild, and that the game changed so much with just Crises. But we have been talking about this for quite a while, where it's like, hey, we need to do something about Crises. I don't know if we need new Crises. I don't know if we need changes or whatever. But the game's getting a little stale. Like, we need something to mix it up. And it really, the thing that I like about this game is that you don't need to change the characters.
No. And they didn't have to nerf Black Cat. They just changed the Crisis, because now Black Cat, you're going to see a lot less of her.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot less of Voodoo, and you're going to see a lot less of Black Cat, because, you know, you're playing on sword base. You have 4 bases. You can knock out one of the however many characters they have, but they're all fighting in the middle, so it doesn't necessarily matter if Voodoo knocks one of them out. It's not. That's what I'm talking about. It's no longer like the 2-on-2 or the 1-on-1 or the, you know what I mean? Like, it's not going to be so much about, you know, how your character like can dominate another character 1-on-1 and steal a point or steal an objective or do this or run away. It's much more, how is your team cohesively? Yes. And how can they all fight together? And it's going to be interesting. I think I like that more because, you know, I think most of us have always enjoyed the kind of combat in the game, and to have less of it and more of like a keep away or just getting hit by Voodoo, and like it, you know, I still think Voodoo needs to be changed where when you daze them, you lose the token.
I think that as well, but
I think a lot of people feel that way, but you know what I'm saying? Like it feels like we're getting much more to, like what you said, a superhero fight.
Yes. You know,
exciting.
Web Warriors is going to hate Map L. The 6 in the middle. I mean, granted, there's only one map with that. It's Senators. But, like, that's an attractive threat level.
Yeah, no, I think that, well, there's going to be, there's still going to be crises that people do like and don't like and what have you. So I think that overall, you know, affiliations are going to buck and
yeah, it's going to be super interesting.
It's definitely going to be interesting. I can't wait to see like what rises to the top and like how things lay out, because I think that people that want to fight like Guardians of the Galaxy may start like, you know, we have a very good Guardians of the Galaxy player in our local, so I'm a little skewed when I'm like, oh, Guardians of the Galaxy isn't bad, but if you look at like the grand scheme of like where Guardians of the Galaxy lays, before it wasn't great.
It was, and then Malekith came out and Art just stuck with him. And now he's probably loving life today.
I haven't talked to him yet, but he's got to be so ecstatic because so many of these are just great for Guardians. Like, just how they play. You know what I mean?
I'm bringing my Shadowlands Criminals back this week.
Yeah, I think I might have to play with Kingpin, or I'll just try something completely different. I don't know. I'm you know me. I like bringing different things. Yeah. So we'll see. Maybe this is we're in humans, right?
Oh my God.
No, it's never.
I'm bringing my shield because now I got to see what crises work well for my shield now. I mean, granted,
actually, I think I might bring my defenders.
Nice.
I think I like playing defenders. It's kind of my, you know.
Yeah.
My project. So maybe I go into this new meta with my defenders and see how it goes. Because defenders, the problem with defenders most of the time were B and D maps where there's a lot of movement. But if you put them in the middle, we wanted to always play down the middle. You know, we were playing all the E's and all the C's.
Oh, pretty
much
my A-Force was all E, all C.
Right. So now that we're getting back to fighting, might be good.
Yeah. still don't play. I still don't like playing on demons, but whatever. That's the other reasons. Just because I hate being on fire. I like setting people on fire, but I hate being on fire.
Or, speaking of fire, Dormammu.
I don't want to ever see him again.
I'm going to play the crap out of my Dormammu now.
Ugh. It's gonna be terrible. All right. Well, I mentioned before rapid rerolls and all that stuff, but starting in January, we are going to have new Spider Foes / Web Warriors / so many other teams because they teased and revealed Rhino, who
so cool,
big base boy. He's gonna.
And I love the fact that they're using the Rhino version where it looks like he's wearing a Rhino suit.
Yes.
I don't know why. I just love that version.
It's a good version.
Yeah.
I
don't want him to be a Rhino. I want him to look like a guy wearing a Rhino suit.
Yeah. But he's going to be a big base. They've already said in the copy it's going to be Spider Foes and Criminal Syndicate, which is probably going to alleviate.
He is going to be Criminal Syndicate.
Yes, they said
that. I didn't hear. I'm so fucking thrilled about
on
that.
On the Asmodee shop, they mentioned Criminal Syndicate in his words.
Yes.
So that's going to. Hopefully, you're going to see less Juggernaut splashing criminals. Now you're going to have Rhino.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, that's so exciting. I'm so thrilled about that.
We don't know much. They haven't revealed cards. They haven't revealed anything. But what threat do you think he will be?
So Criminal Syndicate needs a 5.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's probably going to be a 5.
My heart says 5, but like he might just be like.
If you look at all the big base characters, right? I don't think there's any of them that aren't at least a 5.
Yeah, because Blob's on a medium base.
Yeah, and the Black Order character, Black Dwarf. Dwarf's on a medium, or no? He's actually on a big base, I think, right?
Oh, is he? I don't have Black Dwarf.
I don't remember.
I'd
have to pull him out. I think he's on a medium.
Okay, yeah, I think so too. But I want him to be a 5, but my gut is telling me he's going to be like an overtuned 4, or a 3.
I feel like Criminal Syndicate and Spider Foes both have a lot of 4s.
I think a 5,
and neither of them have 5s.
Yeah,
right?
A 5 would be nice. I want him, and he doesn't throw like that as a character. He doesn't throw, but I want him to have a throw on his charge because he's going to have a charge. I would like his throw to be attached to his charge, and I also think, but like in every video game, whenever you fought Rhino, the key.
Oh no, I'm completely wrong. Criminal Syndicate has MODOK. I totally forgot.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right.
But I still think he's a 5.
But in every video game you ever fight Rhino, the way you beat him is you get him to run into a wall, and then he dazes. So like. Yes. At first I want him to be able to run through terrain, but that's Juggernaut steel. Maybe if you...
Yeah, he's not going to be able to.
Maybe if he charges into terrain, he dazes? I don't know. There's got to be a mechanic for that.
Or if you throw him into terrain.
Yeah. He gets, like, stagger.
Yeah, or something, yeah.
I don't know. So, that's going to be interesting.
Or maybe it's... like, he gets some kind of... status effect or something when he doesn't move.
True.
Like if he stands there and just pummels, like he doesn't really do that.
No, he doesn't. He's always on the move.
Yeah, so maybe it's like he has to move for some reason.
He should just have one attack and it's a charge.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, cool, Rhino. Then a couple days later, a couple more silhouettes showed up. And
yeah, I was really surprised about this one.
Yeah, and I'm like, all right, that one looks interesting. And all of a sudden, people started saying Agent Venom, Agent Venom. I'm like, who the fuck is Agent? Like, because like
I had to Google it.
Yeah, I've been out of comics for a while. Like, I heard Agent Venom, like, but I didn't know anything about him. Turns out that's Flash Thompson.
Yeah, I know.
Like, so there's a whole thing with that. But Agent Venom looks dope.
Yeah, really, it's like, oh, you like Venom? You like guns? Like it's like Oh, we're like it's like Venom watched The Matrix. Right?
Yes.
He's like, oh, I can fucking do this. Like,
Yeah. So the next
it
box,
looks really cool.
so is Agent Venom and Spider Woman, who I'm actually super excited for, because
So I think Spider Woman is going to be in 4 or 5 affiliations.
Yep.
All right, so here's my hot take. Right, I'm
Okay.
gonna give you my hot take.
okay, I'll bet you I agree.
Spider Woman is going to be a 4 threat.
hmm
Okay, she's going to be in A Force, in Hydra,
Yep.
Spider Foes, and either Web Warriors or Avengers or both. I'm not sure which one there. However, I think she's going to be a second leader for A Force. But she's definitely going to be an A Force and Hydra,
I
and
almost agree with you.
yeah,
So I think A Force definitely. I don't think she's going to be a leader because I think they would have mentioned that in the copy. So I don't think she's going to be there. Definitely
Okay.
see A Force. I see Hydra. I see Shield. I think she's going to be affiliated in both.
yeah, she could be Shield too.
Web Warriors. I don't see Spider Foes because I don't think she was ever a Spider-Man villain. I know she was a villain with Hydra, but I don't think she was ever a
Right.
Spider-Man villain.
Okay.
And I think, honestly, something's telling me Defenders.
Okay.
So I think she's going to be kind of like our last few boxes have been like mono-affiliated or like at most 2 affiliations.
Yeah.
I think this box is going wide because Agent Venom is S.H.I.E.L.D. He could be Avengers. He could be Guardians. He could be Web Warriors. He's everywhere.
All right.
And he would add physical guns to Guardians. Because,
I mean, they got guns.
well, yeah, they have energy guns. So now you got physical attacks.
I mean, come on.
I'm just
They
saying.
definitely have guns. They're like the gun.
But what I want from Agent Venom, which would be gross, and I love it, he has his tendrils and his hands shooting guns. I
Yeah.
want rapid fire, and I want him to be able to re-roll at least 1 die per attack.
Yeah, I could see that.
Just a rapid re-roll dummy character I could put in a shield.
Yeah, I get it. So, what do you think? What's your threat? I really think Spider Woman is going to be a 4 threat because I think that she's going to be a 4 threat. That's what my hot take is.
I think they're going to be a pair of 4s.
Okay.
I think Spider Woman's definitely going to have energy attacks, which is going to help Shield with a new age.
And she's got to have poison probably.
Maybe stun. But and I think Agent Venom, all physical attacks, he might have a pull like regular Venom.
Yeah, I don't know if they give him a pull.
I don't know, but like I think he'll definitely be able to heal himself somehow. But I mean, he should have Wall Crawler.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's probably a definite.
So
Spider Woman can fly, right? I mean, she can
yes. So I'm really looking forward to this box. Like this is going to be a fun box.
fly. No, it's definitely a cool box.
Yeah.
I really think that Spider Woman is going to be a 4 for Hydra because we need a 4
Yeah.
in Hydra. But
Now, if Spider Woman is a 4 and she has energy attacks, I don't know how long Scott Summers' Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. is going to be in my Shield list.
well, listen, he pushes from very far, right?
He does.
And he still has Field Agent. I think that you actually found a good use for him.
Yeah, no, I do love him.
I think you hold on to that for a little bit.
I kind of want another Cyclops SKU so I could give him the costume with the hair and paint them slightly different. But yeah, super looking forward to that. Like that's gonna add some crazy variety. That sculpt is awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Like it's just so good. But like with every good comes the questionable.
Yeah.
So we got our first look at the Hydra terrain.
Yeah,
Which,
it looks cool.
it looks awesome.
Yeah.
The tank, it's 3 separate boxes.
Why?
The tank comes with the ultimate.
Wait. Let's talk about that. Before we get into the nice things of it, I'm gonna complain for a little bit.
Okay,
all right?
go ahead.
Because I want to bitch.
Okay.
It's bullshit, right?
Yeah, it's the fact that It's
Because if you look at the other terrain boxes
Mm-hmm.
that come with multiple pieces,
Yeah.
right? I don't even remember how much how much is the New York and the
I
cosmic?
want to say it's around like 50, $60.
I
Somewhere.
think it's probably $60,
Yeah.
right? There's not much more plastic in these things than that.
I would say there's less.
Shit. In one box,
Yeah.
there's a lot less
I mean, as it,
than the New York one is literally the core box with a second building. So
Yeah.
2 buildings, 2 dumpsters, a bunch of lights,
Mm-hmm.
the trash can, cars, right? Like there's a
Yeah.
lot of shit in that, right? You're telling me you're gonna sell me one tank, cool looking tank with an ultimate encounter for $60?
And an alternate build because you could put Red Skull coming out of the tank. I know. I know.
And then you're gonna sell me 2
Bunkers.
turrets
Yeah.
separately from the bunkers.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciate the multiple build options, but they could have packed. This could have been 2 boxes.
No, it could have been 1 box. Let's be real. It could have been 1 box, $100,
Yeah. I mean, granted, we have
or,
the
or
weapon.
$80, or
No,
80
I would
bucks.
say 100 because if you're looking at the Weapon X box that comes with the bunker and the characters, that's $100.
But that comes with characters. This
Yeah.
comes with an ultimate encounter, which is less useful.
Yes.
And the if the fucking tank was a character,
Yeah.
then that's something, right? With Red Skull and whatever, that was a character. I
But-
would be like, okay.
But you're looking at to buy the whole set, you're looking at $185, which is a big chunk of change.
For terrain.
Yeah. I know you're mad.
It's just so when I was praising AMG before for releasing the cards, right? I thought that's super awesome of them, right? Because they're like, hey, we need to update the game. We're not going to make you wait. Where other games make you wait for rules.
Mhm.
However, they have this weird thing where they're like, we're going to sell you this cool terrain that you don't necessarily need because if you've been playing for a while, you either bought the stuff that we sold you or you 3D printed shit, which, you know what I mean? I mean, I get it. You can't be like, hey, fucking 3D print everything, because that's not cool, right?
No.
You need to support the game. You need to whatever, right? So 3D printing is fine for some things, but if you're not buying anything
Yeah.
and you're only 3D printing all your models and printing out the papers online and shit,
Mhm. Give AMG some money.
yeah, seriously.
Support the game.
Like, you know what I mean? You got to support it if you want it to keep running.
Like, I buy all my models. I have a couple of alternate sculpts. Like, my Moon Knight, I have an alternate sculpt of Mr. Knight for when he changes for Avatar or Khonshu, just to be funny. But, like,
that's fine.
Yeah, and I have, like, a Cyclops, or not Cyclops, Colossus in his, like, Deadpool outfit. So, but again, that's if I'm only running him in X-Force, I'll bring that Cyclops.
Listen, I'm not shitting on the fact that you 3D printed a bunch of terrain, because we need that shit for tournaments.
Yeah,
all right?
I know, I love my terrain.
If they had, like, listen, you're a tournament organizer, we're going to give you some fucking terrain, then that's different, right? If they're going to give you, but we're putting out, I mean, specifically you, we're putting a lot of money for maps and terrain and blah, 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 right?
Yes.
So, you know.
Honestly, that's what I would like to see AMG put out more. I would like more maps, especially now that, I mean, they've never, like, pre-marked maps, but, like, they have 3 maps, and you can't find them anywhere.
So I think that pre-marked maps, now that we know that they have no problem changing old Crises maps, I can understand why they don't want to pre-mark maps. 'Cause
Yeah.
if they want new maps like they've done, they can't pre-mark them.
I'm not buying new maps every year. The maps I have, marked or not, that's what we're using, and we'll just measure.
Honestly, I like them for the deployment anyway,
Yeah.
not necessarily for those are nice, and we could still use them for the most part, but
yeah.
I'm not really too worried about that. But they could release some more shit that is their own product, right?
Yes.
Aside from the galactic map, which is I don't think it's
questionable.
great.
Yeah.
Then the one New York map.
I think there's
and
two. There's two New York maps.
Oh, you're right. There's
yeah,
the circular.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. There's 2 New York maps, and that's it.
Yep. I have 4 maps. I have the one New York map, and then I have the 3 various maps that I bought, 2 from iWarGame, and then the one I got off of Etsy.
I'd probably pay. I don't know if I'd pay 180, but I'd probably pay 150 for like all the terrain plus the map that went with the terrain.
Absolutely.
Right?
I would buy that in a heartbeat, honestly.
That's reasonable.
Yeah.
I really don't think 180 for this whole terrain set is even within the ballpark of okay.
No, but I will say though, for the Weapon X bunker, I'm already trying to plan a snow map and an army base. So
No, see that's I personally don't love the fact that they put a new
affiliation.
But I get the problem because they made the other Rivals pack, which had an unplayable terrain piece with the Doc Ock and the core Spidey, and people didn't buy that at all either because it's $100 and it's the same character.
I do want to buy that at some point though, because I really do like that new Doc Ock sculpt. Like I
don't think it's worth that, but that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, I know. No, I agree.
Because the terrain isn't playable and it's characters from the core rulebox, right?
Oh wait, real quick before we leave topic on that.
Okay.
There's a Web Warrior affiliation box coming out that looks like it's changing core Spider-Man's health to 6.
Yeah, I'm super excited about that as well. Yeah, we did forget to put that in the notes.
We did.
But that is super cool, and I hope that means that some characters are getting another pass, or just him is fine. He needs a help, right?
Yeah.
Like he needs help.
Just 1 health does so much for him.
I would like a little bit more, but that is fine.
And we couldn't see the rest of his card, so.
Right. Yeah. That's awesome. I'm really looking forward to that because he is also in Defenders, and I want to use him. Right.
Yep.
Like, I modded him with the Doc Ock tentacles, and I made him.
I don't think I've ever seen him.
Superior. You never see my Superior Octopus?
I don't think so.
Oh, he looks cool as shit. I'll show it to you next time.
Okay.
But yeah. So I've wanted to use him since I modded him, which was when I got the game. But I've literally never put him on the table. He is one of the models I've never put on the table.
Yeah, I think I've used him once or twice, but like
I've never used him. Never.
And his web line is like Gwen's web line is like once per turn, but I don't think his web line has that restriction. So I'm interested in seeing the full card to see if they changed it to once per turn. Because
his superpowers were good. His superpowers I've always thought were good. Right, they're good. He's a good character. He just on 5 health for 4 cost with no extra defenses. He had 3/3. It was pretty bad. But, but back onto Hydra terrain.
Yes,
is bullshit. I think it looks great. I wish it was cheaper because I would totally buy it because I love Hydra. And it's super depressing that it's so expensive. It's just like I'm not gonna buy it.
Yeah, I may get it if it goes on sale at some point.
Yeah, but the problem is that, our local game store may buy a bunch of this shit, and I know it's gonna sit. You know what I mean? And I want to be like, don't buy it.
Yeah. We should tell him like, hey, buy a couple boxes, but like, he's stacked Weapon X. He's stacked.
He definitely stacked Weapon X and the Sentinels. I think he's been buying more because we've been bringing more customers.
Yeah,
his way.
He loves the way the tournaments are going. So. Yeah.
No, I think it's. Listen. Sometimes some of that stuff sits on a shelf, but then like it'll get sold over time. You know what I mean? But I really am not keen on the Hydra stuff because I think most players are dialed into what they think is cost appropriate, right?
Absolutely.
And there is a threshold where you're just asking too much, and I think that was just priced inappropriately.
No, I
think that
agree.
it's just I just think that they missed the mark there, and it's unfortunate, right? It's just unfortunate.
Yeah, but I think they're like, oh no, people don't like our Hydra train. Here's Crisis.
Yeah,
I think that. I mean, I'm not saying that's what happened, but like that's kind of funny. That happened like within 2 days of each other.
I mean, I think that they're probably aware of what people are saying on their Discord, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If they don't interact, they have like community people that interact. I'm sure that they like have a finger on the pulse of like, you know, what the community is saying, because they definitely understood that the last Rivals pack was no good, and then they made the new one with the new characters and the new affiliation, and it's definitely a better starting point. I still think that $100 is a bit much. It should have been $80.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna cry over $20 when I think that it's like $20 too expensive. This, I think, is $100 too expensive, right? Like,
absolutely.
Yeah, like that's like too much. Like now you're, especially with the fact that we're like, you know, everybody's in like a world recession right now. You can, like, asking for an extra $100 on top of what I feel like is appropriate is like not really the good thing.
Still not as egregious as Games Workshop, but
yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, this game in general is trending the right direction with affiliation packs, with free content updates. You know what I mean? With all the things that they do to try to make this game more reasonable, we're getting there, right? And I think that in the beginning, you know, I think they were excited to like put like the dual affiliation packs because it's like, you know, the game is newer and like you get some affiliations and then you get people into other affiliations and they're building out their sets. But I think if you're a new player coming in, the price point was a bit high for what you needed to buy to get the affiliation that you wanted. So I do think it was weird that they started with Black Order, but they're starting to get around to the more popular ones with the X-Men, the Brotherhood, the Asgard, the Web Warriors. Like we're getting there, right?
Now, I have a crazy, we're going to go out way into left field, like tinfoil hat conspiracy theory with this. Yes.
I got it on.
I feel like for year 4, you are going to have a new core box that's going to feature the Fantastic Four.
That's a spicy take.
I think you're going to have Fantastic Four and friend. There's plenty of other Fantastic Four people to pick from if you're going to do a 5-on-5 box. And then
what you think is that they're going to come out with the affiliations and they're going to put the core box characters in those affiliations?
I think the core box is going to be your new affiliation box for Doom and Fantastic Four. Kind of like, because if you look at Marvel Champions, they will have entire expansions based around a team.
No, I get that, but what I'm saying is then you're losing out on like Zemo.
I think you're going to see a Hydra box.
You're losing out on Captain America. Like you can't get, like if you can't buy Captain America.
Yeah, no, I see that.
You know what I'm saying? There has to be an Avengers affiliation pack.
And I think there will be, because the only reason this theory is even around is because Core Parker is in the Web Warriors box and not Amazing Spider-Man.
So somebody else pointed that out, and instead of having, I guess it's because Black Cat wouldn't fit, and maybe they're not doing like a Criminal Syndicate box anytime soon.
Maybe, I don't know, but maybe even if they don't do Fantastic Four, I think a new core box is inevitable, because you're gonna put an Avengers box out. It's just
and there's so many things that aren't playable now in the core rule box they have,
like the crises and half the tactics cards,
and the character cards.
Yeah,
there's like a lot of things that they've changed that the core box, while good,
a good value, fantastic value.
Yeah, if you're new and you're somehow listening to our podcast, definitely get the core rule, the core box. I keep saying core rule box because because I have D&D in my head. Core rule book is what the book is called. The core box is fucking fantastic.
Absolutely.
Like if you want to talk about value and how bad Hydra terrain is, the exact opposite is the core box.
Yeah, 10 perfectly viable characters. Or 9 perfectly viable characters and crossbow.
That is getting changed.
Yes. A bunch of terrain, dice, all your rulers. Like,
yes.
Absolutely get the core box.
Yes.
Then go online, download the new cards and the new
Right.
crisis.
Yes.
But yeah, 100%.
Which is all available by AMG, right?
For free.
We're not saying go pirate shit, because they have all of that stuff for free on their website.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is everything okay? Is the sky falling?
Oh no, my one cat is wearing a cone and the other cat doesn't like it. So
Got
I
it.
just heard hissing and a fight upstairs.
I understand.
But yes, absolutely. But I want to end on positivity.
Yes.
So this is going to be our last podcast for the year, just because holidays, scheduling. But next year, season 2, we're coming back. We're going to do every other week. We'll be here.
Yes.
Yes, firm. And we're going to get more games up.
We're going to get more games up. I'm going to try to get back to editing. Well, I am going to get back to editing videos and recording live gameplay. Hopefully tournament gameplay also. That would be very cool.
Yeah. We may record a couple games at my house because I have the whole basement. We can record like maybe some long form, like you actually hear us talking through our turns.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, and I don't know if I've talked about this, but I got into the reason that there haven't been so many videos, and it's been kind of a very difficult summer / fall / winter for me, where I was getting sick a bunch during the summer and the fall. Well, also at the end of September, I was unfortunately in a car accident and I got a concussion and I couldn't really look at the computer that much. I was still trying to film these because I could get through those, and now I'm starting to get better, and I want to get back into editing the videos and stuff like that. So now that I'm feeling a little bit better, I'm going to start working on that slowly, not at the same pace, but I will get back to the pace that I was, and I will be releasing the videos more often, because I do like my quickly edited videos with all my bullshit that I like to add in for jokes and make people laugh.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll do some long form videos. We will,
and then just tournament video, right? We'll just do tournament video.
I'd like to possibly try to set up live streaming at some point for the tournaments. Don't know if it's going to happen. But we'll figure something out as far as that goes. That might be like a year 3 thing. But yeah.
And
yeah.
I want to say that there's a possibility we may branch out to Shatterpoint.
Oh God. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I've been kind of reading some stuff and getting excited and stuff.
Listen, I'm buying Shatterpoint. That was decided when I first saw it. I'm like, yeah.
So there may come a period of time where we may pull in some new people and try to get some Shatterpoint stuff, and that would be cool.
I actually, speaking of new people, I want to try to get some of our locals on the podcast with us.
That's
for
definitely doable, and I would love that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I'd love to get someone just like for an episode here or there, just like a nice 3-person discussion, maybe do some roster breakdown, something like that.
Sure. What they like, what they enjoy, and just get to meet them, yeah.
Exactly. So we have some goals for next year, and we have a lot to look forward to with all these new maps.
It's exciting.
Yes.
And I want to appreciate all of you that have subscribed and have watched our stuff and listened to our stuff. Thank you. Just thank you. I can't give you anything other than my thanks, but maybe in the future I will.
Yes. But I feel like
it's been great.
Yeah.
It's really been even all the hurdles and all the I'm not really hitting all the marks I wanted to hit, and all the troubles that I've been having to deal with. I really appreciate those of you that have kind of like stuck around and hung out. And also I want to just thank our local, right? Our local gaming scene has been great. All the people are super nice, and we've been getting along and having these great tournaments, and I'm just hoping to continue this, right? I just, me and Will wanted to start this kind of on a whim, and we haven't been doing it that long, and it's been pretty good. And our community is growing.
I mean, I only started playing in March.
Yeah, it's so I really look forward to this next year, because I think that when we reflect next December, hopefully we have a lot more going on, and and I'm just appreciative of where we've gotten so far.
Mm-hmm. Me too. Absolutely.
The fact that you're listening to my words right now, and I am not some breaking, bleeding edge, competitive dude. You know what I mean? We're just two dudes that like this game,
Absolutely.
right? And we love talking about it and gushing about it, and it's just very cool that you're along the ride with us.
Yeah, and there's a lot to look forward to. Like, we're already playing for ACO next year. We'll be there.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, like, that's gonna be super fun. Now that, like, I'm more than, like, a couple months into the game, like, I'm so looking forward to ACO.
Yeah, totally.
Because, like, I was only playing for, 3 or 4 months at the time when that hit?
Yeah, I literally had no idea what I was doing at ACO. Right?
Yeah.
It was my first tournament. I didn't even have a good grasp of the game. My opponents had to keep correcting me.
Yep.
And helping me out.
Yep. I think I didn't go 0-4, so that made me happy. But, yeah. I think I won one game, which I was fine with. Because, like, first big tournament, won one game, I'm happy.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's going to be super fun. I'm hoping to meet some of you out there. Hoping to meet some of the other podcasters out there. Because I know the Canadians will probably come down again.
Yeah, I hope they do. I love those guys.
Yeah, the Canadian Shark Tank, there was a few people there, so that'll be fun. But yeah, overall, I think this is almost 2 hours. Jeez.
Yeah.
It's been a long one.
Well, we had a lot to talk about.
Yeah, hour and a half we're at so far. So I think that's going to wrap it up. So I want everybody to have a happy holiday, whatever you celebrate. I want everybody to have fun playing your new crises that we've been begging for months.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
And just remember, don't stress out about this period. There's going to be tournaments that over the next couple months that are all going to be learning for all of us, right?
Oh God,
so you know that there's going to be somebody that comes up with a strategy that seems like it's the best or whatever, or you don't know how to deal with it. Just go with the flow. We're all going to learn, and we're all learning together, and we're going to figure it out.
Yeah, I'm like super excited for our Tuesday night.
It's going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
It feels like a new game.
Yeah,
it feels
does.
like we just got, the DLC, right?
Exactly.
It's our favorite game, and they just made the second version of it, right?
Exactly. Yeah, like this is the best thing that could have happened to the game right now.
Yeah, this really was. It really, I think it's going to pep everybody up.
Yep.
Where, it's just exciting for everybody. I think that the way the game is designed, it was just, it was perfect. I don't have any complaints. Really, I don't. I don't. It's very funny in that. Whereas other game systems have changed and people complain, and this one is very good. It's just whoever designed, kudos to the designers of the game, because it is good.
Yeah,
it's fun, and I want to keep playing it. Even when I lose, I want to play it again and again and again and again.
Hey, I played Noah twice this week, and he beat my ass both times. All right, but on that note, I'm Will.
I'm Mike.
And we will see you next year.
Happy holidays.
Oh no! I didn't mean to hit.